Ladies and gentlemen.
It said chaos is a ladder.
Right. My lords, my ladies, the king of High Castle, Chicago is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite lord of the West, the king of Chicago Castle, JAYMOO in the building. What's going on?
You make it sound good, I tell you that much. I ain't know you was Targaryen or Valerian.
No, I'm the hood Targaryen. And JAYMOO, I defeat my enemies with my fire and ice.
Butter knife.
Not a Valerian steel. This is stainless steel. It'll cut a bitch quick. Look at that. Ouch.
You go to death by 1,000 cuts for real.
Yeah. Uh-oh. My lords, my ladies, we have another guest coming.
Valerian.
We have another guest. And this
Valerian
guest
steel
is, what can I say? She's crying because a family member has been killed. So let me just bring her to the stage right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a real deal Valerian in the building. And he is sick right now.
She is in mourning.
And my ladies.
We are in mourning.
I am in mourning, my lords, my ladies, hello.
What's going on with you, Mrs. Valerian? What is going on down there? How is your kingdom doing in regards of this loss?
Oh, my lord, it is just so heavy, and I wanted to know if I could possibly read a letter.
Please, with all due respect, my lady, and black folks, I'm not Freddie Jackson, damn it, stop it. With all due respect, my lady, let me offer you some stainless steel to help with this heavy burden that you're dealing with. And please, read us. We seek your audience for this letter.
Thank you, my lord.
Yes.
My dearest lords and ladies, I have to open my scroll if you don't mind.
Okay.
This is for my cousin Lena. My dearest Lena, I'm sorry to know that we will not be able to sit and enjoy one another as we once did when we were children. Time has not been on our side as politics and betrothals stole it all away. I was sure you would come back to Dragonstone where we could pick up where we left off. But again, time would not have it so. But even in your final hour, you have shown strength and made me proud, cousin. You were not afraid to meet the stranger and did so on your terms, with fire and blood. And now, my dearest and most fiercest cousin, I vow to see that your daughters are looked after and that Raina will mount a dragon. Love always, Kana Valerian. High tide up in this mug. Seaside. Hey. Thank you.
I love it. And the
My lady, the only thing you forgot to do is end that bitch with a Dracarys.
Dracarys! You're so right.
Wait a minute. We've got
somebody gave
my lords, my ladies. We've got some payment. Someone has come to give us tax money for the increase.
Tax money.
We have Sweet November giving a $20 super chat. She says, Dracarys. That was the most gangster moment ever. Okay, got me. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Sweet November.
I loved it.
That was a moving poem, a moving soliloquy, a moving haiku to our fallen sister.
Yes, and she will be missed.
Yeah.
Driftmark in this mess.
Damn it.
Yes.
Now, my sister Valerian, who is going to be writing Vagar? Who will be the next writer of that beautiful, sexy beast?
Oh, I fear she will be stolen, my lord.
Stolen? Stolen? Stolen by whom?
A child that is very eager to ride.
No, my lady, I shall avenge any thefts with my fire and ice. Blood and ice. I will be there to protect Vagar from all those who succumb to sunder her in the thunder.
Yes.
I will be there to protect her.
Unfortunately, Vagar, she likes ambition and she likes to be admired. So whoever has that type of ambition, they're going to be able to grab her up.
Well, no,
Will it be the daughter?
Can I just go rub her belly and just be like, you're
Doesn't
beautiful?
have a dragon? Or Aemon, he doesn't have a dragon either. So.
He don't have a
You
dragon.
said, and she said stolen, so I'm listening to her too. She said stolen, so it's gonna be that child. See?
And ladies and gentlemen, we have one final guest who is a super fan to all of our channels. They make music. They actually wrote a paper about the camaraderie we share as YouTubers trying to help each other come up in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Targaryen.
What?
Now, homie, Lex the Targaryen.
Hello, guys. Hey.
Hey!
Oh my God, Miss K, you are so cute. You look like a whole Valerian.
Thank you.
Okay, now what about me?
I see you got rainy feet. You look amazing. I'm loving it.
I thought she was going to say I look like Viserys. I was about to say I'm going to get you another damn wig.
Yeah.
I don't want to get here looking like a frost giant. I'm going to throw this right on over there away.
Nobody want to look like him.
No.
Always look sickly.
So we are happy to have you. Her link will be in the description. She's dropping some music this Friday. And before we go on, tell the people a little bit about your music, and then we'll finish this review off.
Okay, so like you said, I'm Lex the Targaryen. I'm from Jersey. I do R&B music, strictly good R&B, because clearly we're missing that right now. My first single actually dropped in July, and the video just hit 11K. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. So check the video out, and the newer song comes out this Friday. A little Halloween game. It's called Chucky. So you guys can do that, download everything.
Look at her following the baby. The baby dropped Boogie, man. She dropping Chucky. That sounds like an anthem that if you don't watch what you're doing, to cut your ass. You better be watching that music, people. So let's start this review. In the beginning, one of the reasons why most men don't want to be women, we seen why Rhaenyra was in deep throes of delivering a baby. She delivers the baby, and before the baby head can fully get out her body, that damn Allison is summoning her to bring the baby. I mean, can you let the afterbirth come out, Allison? Damn, man, just let the afterbirth come out. So she summons her because she knows that every single one of these babies that Rhaenyra is having, none of them look like me. We'll start with our guest down there, Lex Targaryen. Talk to me about the way you felt when the show opened up with that dichotomy.
Allison is the damn devil. Like, there's no way around it. Like, the woman literally just gave birth. She's barely standing up. She had afterbirth literally while trying to get dressed. And the reason she hopped up so fast was because I wouldn't trust Allison around my baby either. She may drop it, pinch it, do something to it. But more overall, like, it irritates me how just in the cloud she is. Like, let's keep in mind, you were sleeping with your best friend's father. You literally betrayed her for over 6 months. She's crying to you about her daddy and moving on, and you sitting here making moves on her dad. Like, she's really nearsighted, and it irritates me, but she's really evil for that. That was ridiculously OD.
J-Mo, what did you think about Allison? My lord of the stepstones of Chicago. What did you think about Allison?
Well, I mean, when I was doing this, a lot of people seem to agree with Lex that she evil or shady or mean. I don't see it that way. I mean, everybody trying to fight for their own little position. She didn't choose to get married to the king. He made her. She didn't have a choice. You know, he just said, I'm going to choose you. And then she was chose. You know, everybody trying to get chose. She really got chose. And and they had no choice. And so, and then I think it really sunk in when her dad was leaving, like, hey, it's either you on top or either you dead or begging her not to kill you. So which one you want? And so I think she don't want to be dead or begging her to not kill her, you know, the rest of her life, or, you know, kissing her butt. So, and she's already seen her have 2 kids and didn't hurt them. So I don't think she would have hurt the kid, although that was kind of shady to say, bring the baby now. She didn't know she was going to come with her. She was shocked when she came, but as a mother, you know, that was kind of messed up to do that so soon. So that was messed up. But, you know, she just fed up because she don't want war to happen, I think. So if she have a right-born heir, then war won't happen because you will be queen and then you have a son that's after you, so maybe people won't go to war. But if you don't have a right-born heir, you about to have us in a bad situation. So I don't know. That's all I see it. I don't know. Maybe she's shady. I think everybody's shady in Game of Thrones, though. So.
It's a game. It's a game for the thrones. That's for sure, my brother in the Stepstone of Chicago. And Puchella, how did you feel about this? I mean, Puchella, you a mother. How would you feel if a woman summons you before the afterbirth, like Boomerang said it, before the afterbirth came out of you? How would you have felt if some bitch is summoning you?
I was mad. Renera was mad when she like, oh, she want to see my baby. All right, look, let me get up and go show this baby. I'm not sending her with the midwife. I'm going myself. I like the fact that she did that and went there, but it was just like, yo, what was you like? When the first time she was on the steps, I thought she dropped some afterbirth there when she went Winston Payne. But on the way back that trail, that's when I was like, oh, I can't stand this girl.
Oh, that's the trail right there, a trail of tears. Exactly. And Nita, talk to me about that punk ass Christian Cole just standing there giggling as this poor girl is following the drill. And I'm not talking about the Jerry curl drill. She is dripping because she just delivered afterbirth. Come on, man.
Sam, you hear me? Like, I cannot believe that he is still this mad after 10 years and one encounter with Rainier. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, where's all this animosity? I feel like it could be coming from this whole thing about him dishonoring himself and, you know, I don't know, whatever. I still think that he is Sam. And y'all know I was loving him.
Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot going with these time jumps. We don't know what.
Yeah, it's no fight, you know, Christian.
Mm-hmm. My Valerian queen down there. Yes. How do you feel about the way everything went? And this Christian Cole, what can I say? I guess if you get a box that is that good, all you need is a little taste and your ass is hooked for life. He's still mad about that. Maybe the box was so hot that he can't feel like he's going to never get him another good box like that. Talk to me, my Valerian sister.
I mean, if you're going to act like this and you're supposed to be somebody with so much honor, but then you treat children the way he was treating children, then you should have went ahead and stuck that sword through your gut, because I don't see why you're trying to be around just to be an evil person. I don't like what we're seeing. I don't like the change in him, because I did like him and I appreciated him wanting to be so honorable, but it's just like, wow, this is what you're doing? These are children. These kids didn't ask for this. So whether they're bastards or not, like, what happened to all of these good deeds about you? What happened to all of this honor? So that's what I didn't like. And I definitely didn't like Alicent going for, calling for Rhaenyra. And if I was Rhaenyra, I don't care. Like, you already, like I said on Nita's channel, you're already rebellious. I'd have been like, girl, ain't nobody going nowhere with my baby. We going to stay right here. If she want to see the baby, come see me.
I would have did the same thing.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
She couldn't have did nothing to her.
Exactly. And what you gonna do?
Right.
Nothing. My dad weak as heck. Like you're not doing nothing, and he's not having it either. So.
Well, speaking of that dad, I'll reverse the order now. I'll go from J-Mo to the bottom row, and then we'll go to the top. Let's talk about Viserys this episode. Dude is just getting sicker. It's supposed to be leprosy, but for him to have leprosy, why the hell is he coughing on everybody? Rhaenyra all in his face, hugging him and kissing him all, and he's supposed to have leprosy. He's in complete denial.
He falling apart like Mr. Potato Head.
I ain't talking about the African River, J-Mo. He's in denial, or he's delusional that Rhaenyra babies is coming from Laenor, okay? And when this baby came out, Alicent did everything in her power to convince him it's not Laenor's baby. And this fool gonna say, he has Laenor's nose. Oh, does he really? What about his hair? What the hell about his hair? So, J-Mo, talk to me a little bit about King Viserys. Why is he so hell-bent on just saying that Rhaenyra is doing what she's supposed to do with Laenor when he know good and well she's not?
Because he know what was on that blade. What's your butter knife say?
Oh, it says, the song of fire and ice, but I got the butter knife.
Hey, he know what's on that blade, so he know that blood need to be there no matter what. All that other stuff is whatever. She'll figure it out eventually. So leave her alone. And, he the first White Walker because he White walking like a bug. He barely walking up in here. He white lipping. He ain't barely white lipping up in here, falling apart like Mr. Potato Head. He should have been cut off them little stanky. He got stanky fingers. Forget stanky legs. Stanky fingers. Stanky arm that fell off. I mean, when they was rubbing that arm and it looked like mashed potatoes, it was something had to go in. Y'all gonna have to get some scrape, something. I don't know what. Call all the people in the land. We figured this out. You know what I'm saying? So they needed Samuel Tarly. They needed him to be born a couple 100 years sooner or something because, boy, he falling apart. I hope, I see why Alicent got an attitude. How many of y'all gonna have a good attitude when you got to get on that, shriveled up mashed potato pee-pee? Y'all got to work that mashed potato pee-pee every night and lay up on while I'm coughing on you, and you supposed to be smiling and happy. Hell no, you going to be plotting to get this dude up out of here. Hey, this ain't working. And the mashed potatoes, I got to work it to the gravy. Nope. So, I ain't mad at it.
My sister, my Valerian sister. I can't get this image out of my head. He's absolutely right. That is not a real smile from Alicent, okay? That is rehearsed as hell.
Like,
like she's even trying to hide from smelling something like it stink over here.
My Valerian sister, talk to me about Viserys this episode and just his delusions. And now that Rhaenyra has left to go to Dragonstone, and she won't be in his ear, are we fearful that Alicent is going to take over with all the swirls of stuff she's going to have in his head?
Yeah, this is bad. It's a bad move. It wasn't smart. I understand why she left, but it's kind of like you were already here and it's been 10 years, but I do get it. It's been a sudden change with that whole scenario that happened in the yard. And now she's starting to feel like, okay, stuff is hitting the fan. But, at the end of the day, she got to know by now that her dad is not budging. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can talk about this man and talk about how weak he is, how this is. He is for his daughter.
He is.
He is for his girl, like, for real. And he ain't playing about baby girl. Like, I don't care. Whatever.
Right.
Whatever. They still got the blood. They still dragons in my eye. They came out of her cooch. Those are my grandbabies. I don't care.
Right. It is still their blood, so. Yeah,
it's still their blood. So he's not having it. And I admire him for that.
Right, I do too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know that he has his ways, but honestly, he's not a bad guy. He just needs a backbone. And I don't want Alicent to be there. But I don't think there's anything Alicent can do when it comes to like being in his ear. He's one thing with him is he's being stubborn on his daughter being the heir, and that's that.
Right. Gotcha.
So,
well, Lex the Targaryen, you might have some Targaryen insight. As the world turned on this episode, we think he has lost the hand to the king. So my guess is if Lionel Strong got burned up like Harwin, that means somebody's got to become the new hand of the king. Why not just go back, get Otto, and then you're going to have Otto and the daughter in his ear, and that might make him turn on Rhaenyra. What do you think, my Targaryen friend?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Harwin right now is fried ice cream, so he's done. He and Lionel, they're done. It's no way around that. Harrenhal was creepy when we saw it in Game of Thrones, but like going backwards, it's even creepier. But yeah, I think that that's exactly what she's going to do. Viserys is hanging on by a G-string from the pink right now, and he's one banana peel out the door. Like Viserys is not going to last too much longer, and Rhaenyra's biggest mistake was literally leaving King's Landing. Yes, Dragonstone is her ancestral seat. Yes, that's where she's supposed to be, but she literally just like left her father in the dragon's mouth, no pun intended, because if he at any point in time dies, you literally have him in the hands of everybody he does not need to be in. As we stated, Rainey said it in the very beginning about
Alexa.
Your succession will be, challenged. You're a female. You can say it all you want. You can be. And she was a kid at the time. So, she was really arrogant and kind of just like, no, they didn't vote for you. No, they're not voting for you either. Like, Viserys is right there. It's either you going to bend the knee to my daughter or get your tongue pulled out with pincers. But once that power is dead and gone, what are you going to do? And I think that's what Rhaenyra is right now. As smart as she is, she's very oblivious to certain things that's right in front of her face. Like, Jace is a problem. The moment he came out with black hair, that was a problem. In the books, it might have been a bit different because Rhaenys actually had dark hair as well because she's half Baratheon. But everybody's silver-haired right now, you know what I mean? So it's possible that they could have, been Laenor's if Laenor wasn't left-handed. But, we know how that goes. So with that being said, it's really no hope for this to be anywhere near a happy ending. And as far as the hand, the moment he puts Otto back into his place, which he's going to do to pacify his wife, Rhaenyra is nowhere around. Daemon, who could have easily had the council together years ago, is nowhere around. So Viserys is literally just playing with death right now.
Wow.
And the high tower, was it the high towers and all the old town, all of that? Those are like strong families,
right?
But the Maesters are from Hightown, and that's where Alicent's people are. If you guys pay attention to the previous episodes, there was like a black Maester, and he was saying like maybe we should add like an ointment on top of Viserys. And the other guy was like, no, we got it. But it makes me wonder, every time we see typically a Maester or his health decline, and we see a rat. And the Maesters are known as like the white rats, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just like, okay, do we keep seeing this for a reason? Because they're not helping him. Like, he's out here missing limbs, hair falling out. He needs a medieval loose. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Moochie, my lord, my lady. I don't know how you follow behind that. Good gracious.
No.
We Targaryens, we something to be played with, Moochie.
So, look, it's an L for Lena tonight.
Yeah, daggone right. It's the lineage right down there. Woo. Moochie, what do you got to say about the king?
I feel like he's making a big mistake by he made a mistake when he let her stay in that room. She's here. She's too much involved in this whole thing, Alicent. Where she shouldn't be involved with all of that. And I feel like that was a big mistake for Rhaenyra leaving, because now you're leaving your father basically defenseless around. Even though it's his circle, it's not a tight circle. They're all betraying him.
I mean, it's like one of them said you got like vultures swarming around the meat that's about to kick the bucket, and that's what they're all doing. And once you bring Otto back, Aegon is his grandson. So, of course, he's going to be pushing to get him on the throne because that's going to enhance their power. But let's talk about someone else that's in this family, this dynasty, that wasn't there this time, and he was actually chilled this particular episode. You guys know him as, where is he? Where is he? He's up here somewhere. Daemon Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
He was out adrift in another land with his wife, Lena. And ladies and gentlemen, my favorite moment was when she said Dracarys on this dragon and lit up the smoke and went through it. I damn near jumped out the bed and tried to figure out how to make smoke come out of my mouth, damn it. I enjoyed every moment of that. And so, Moochie, I'm a reverse the order. I'm going to go your way. How did you feel about the storyline with Lena, Daemon, and Vhagar? And the twins, by the way. She's got twins.
I liked it. I loved the fact that he finally was able to get his ship into the harbor.
And I told you that man ain't have no problems. Y'all talking about he couldn't get it. I told you wasn't nothing wrong. And we said, Moochie, once you go black,
once you dip into the chocolate, you will not be able to resist. Okay, yeah, I love this part. I love the riding the dragon and everything.
We need to give Christian Cole one of those Valerians. Then he'll get over Rhaenyra. That's what we need to do.
No, he's going to be at the Godswood again.
That's a good point. Because he get a hold of one of them. You think Rhaenyra had him crazy. Lord have mercy. Lex the Targaryen. How did you feel about the saga of Daemon and Lena? They was trying to hire this man for his dragons. He was with it. She wasn't. We kind of learned that he's an absent parent. He don't really have a relationship with his twins. And in the end, all that fun we had with Vhagar and Lena Dracarys, she killed herself.
She didn't really. Was she? Yeah, she did. She microwaved herself.
She killed herself trying to give birth.
Well, she was. She was.
And Vhagar didn't want to do it.
You know what? I'm so glad because honestly, out of the whole since Game of Thrones and they screwed over my good girl Dany, I just think that I've been waiting to see Vhagar. We probably never see Balerion, but it was like Vhagar is the closest thing. And it was nothing less than beyond excitement. Vhagar is absolutely disgustingly beautiful.
Yes.
So see how, big he was. And then to have, our first black female Targaryen, well, Valerion, close enough, on Dragonback, like that Dracarys just hit harder than her brothers. It did. It was just like, you see how big Vhagar is? She was like a little dot on his neck. It was but as far as, the storyline, I don't think that his Daemon doesn't pay attention to his twins. He doesn't pay attention. I think it's Bela that he pays attention to because she has a dragon and the other one does not. So I don't feel like Daemon bonds with her because when he was in front of the book, he was doting on one daughter. And that's probably like his golden egg. Like, you're a dragon rider like me, like, and most girls are daddy's girls, you know what I mean? But she has that special connection because it's like, yeah, I'm a dragon rider, and the other one is kind of just walking around with Plank, like,
Yeah.
So I don't think he connects with her as much. That's why I think that Lena said, he's trying. It's just that he doesn't have that special connection with her like the other daughter, which is because they're twins. But his relationship with Lena was very interesting. I know he did a 10-year time jump, but that was the only thing that dissatisfied me about this episode. I wanted to see more because in the books, they go everywhere. Went to Valeria, So like a little glimpse of it, but, let the books tell it. He was faithful to Lena the whole time, and he actually really did love
her. Yeah.
So I didn't want to see more of that, as well as, in the books, it was Lena, Laenor, Rhaenyra, and Daemon, and they all had a really good relationship where they would visit each other quite frequently. The girls didn't get this big overseas, so that's a show change, and it was interesting. But I feel like we didn't. It was sad when Lena died, but we didn't get that full gut wrench because like 1 minute she was 6, then we got her at 16, all cute and spicy, and then the next episode it was like rest in peace, Lena. But I do get that they had to speed it up because we can see what's coming. So, we kind of got to get to the point. So I get it. But Daemon himself, I think that messed Daemon up And I think his approach to everything is going to be a bit different, because when he was coming down the steps, it almost sounded like he was a bit pissed. Like, Lena, like, get upstairs. But the moment he saw Vhagar, it was just like you kind of watched his world, like, ignite that quick. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
It's time for him to go home. I think this needed to happen so that he can take the girls and go home, because Damon, as a single parent, I mean, can you honestly say it?
No.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Most likely it's going to go. I think everything is going to kind of kick off next week with the funeral, because it looks like it was Lena's funeral. So, I'm expecting nothing short of tea, crumpets, and Dracarys next week.
Yeah, it looks like they threw her in the water, though.
Yeah,
I guess because they're from the sea, they're like seaside type folks.
It was really shallow water, though. You would think that the sarcophagus would add up as shallow if they kind of just pushed her like right off the cliff at drift marks. I don't know if the tide moves or how that goes, but yeah, it looks like it's gonna be hot tea next week for sure.
Oh boy. Well, my sister Valerian, you up next. I completely agree with my brethren, my sister in the Targaryen. This boy was sick. This is him literally looking at his wife burning up. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I was talking with Nita and Moochie, and I was saying that it's funny how he had the same type of this, kind of like the same decision that Viserys had with Aemma when she was going through her thing, and they had to say, choose the baby or the wife, because both of them ain't going to survive. And we saw that he chose the baby, talking about Viserys, and the baby died anyway. So the Maester gave Viserys, I'm sorry guys, but Vhagar is ugly. But anyway, let me move on.
Ugly in a cute way.
No, she's all the way ugly. I was saying that too. I was like, she is a really ugly dragon. Sheesh. But I'm glad that grizzled. My girl, my cousin Lena, she got a chance to ride her. Okay, that's what's up. But she is. Anyway,
Miss K, if you have an animal and you want it to be the baddest animal on the block, in this case in the world, you want the thing to look attractive. The fact that she is this ugly makes her cute.
So,
like people gonna look at that and they gonna run.
Yeah, good.
You don't want them to look at the dragon. Oh, let me touch it.
Right.
Yeah. See, I want to touch that. This cute. Right here, I don't even want to be in the same hemisphere with that thing.
That's a good point, Lock 121. So anyway, what I was saying was that I feel like Damon, as much as people try to say that like he's cruel, and especially Otto Hightower was trying to say that he would be another Maegor the Cruel, it looked to me like he did not agree with the decision to have his wife cut open. He shook his head. Right. So it's funny how people would say he's the evil one. I mean, we do see he's kind of, he's a hothead. He's a little, he's out there. But when it came to his wife and the baby, it looked like he chose his wife. But she was like, because either way, the baby ain't coming out and it's not going to look good and I'm out of here. I want to I want to die a dragon's death, and that's what it is. And I wasn't expecting them to turn it like this because, right, Lex, they didn't do that in the books. She was sick for a few days. The baby was born. It was deformed. She was sick for a few days, and the maesters couldn't do nothing. But Rhaenyra had like this really good maester. Yep. He called for her, but it was too late. I mean, Daemon called for the Rhaenyra's maester, but it was too late. So it showed that he was fighting for he wanted his wife to live. It wasn't the same as with the bronze chick, but I wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I wanted to see. I even wanted to see the relationship between Harwin and Rhaenyra. Like, I just felt like, what the heck? Like, we can't see nothing?
Yeah, I think a lot was lost on all these time jumps. They could have, they trying to please the book people and the TV people, and so they trying to skip what the book people already know, because they'll be saying everything and mess it up for the TV people, but the TV people can't really get attached to the characters because they dead before we even know who it is.
Exactly. I agree. That Damon made. Did anybody pick up on a joke when the maester said he was gonna have to cut her open?
And what was the joke?
He said, well, I mean, in typical cruel Damon fashion, when he told him he may have to cut her open, I think he had a direct thought to Viserys, because remember, he was the one comforting Rhaenyra like your father had a hard decision to make. But his words to the maester were, he smirked and he said, will the mother survive? Damon knew she wasn't going to survive. And that's when they made eye contact, Lena, and that's when she kind of got up and was like, screw y'all, I'm going out on Vhagar. And she, you know, she was able to move so fast. But just like Miss K said in the book, you know, it took a couple days, and Lena actually Lena was trying to ride on Vhagar. She collapsed at the steps, and Damon, like, tearfully, like, Damon was messed up and took her, you know, back. But you know, it was kind of the microwave version that we got. So a lot of details.
Literally,
it was literally left up to interpretation. So I'm not really sure what we should do. You know, in layman's terms, I do think that Brother Damon did a very good job caring for his wife. But all jokes aside, I'm very concerned for Damon's mental state, simply because, you know, you always have the tough guy. Now, we know, like I said, Viserys, it's common sense. Viserys is not going to make it. You know, everything has happened left and right. And I think after a while, stuff catches up with you, especially when you care for somebody. Because Lena, like, it was just the Matt Smith, if you saw him in The Crown, then you're not surprised. But he is tearing this role up as Daemon, because it was just like, he felt so bad for him, because it was just the shock of not saying anything, but just looking.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's Matt Smith. That's Matt Smith in The Crown too.
Yeah,
he's the prince. Is that Edward?
No, Philip.
Philip. Yeah,
the first Prince Philip that was given a little bit hell them first 2 seasons.
Yes.
I didn't know that was him. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Philip. I'm like, I know his name ain't Edward.
Philip. Yep.
Moochie. Talk to me about this interracial relationship that we had going on. We didn't even get to enjoy it, but a week.
And this is why I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fact that we didn't have. I wanted to see more of her. I wanted to see more of her, like Miss K was saying. I wanted to see more of the relationship, because all we saw was them talking at the wedding, and then the next thing you know, they're married with multiple children. So. Yeah, I wanted to see more, but I love the way she went out. She went out like a G. Yeah. As far as him, we finally seeing a good side of him, other than when he's with Rhaenyra. So, and that's what I liked about that. He didn't treat her like how he treat he wasn't nasty to how like he is to the rest of the women. So that's what I liked about that.
Well, here's the thing, Moochie. He's about to take his ass right back to Dragonstone. And you know who's going to be there waiting on him?
His niece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She ready for him, and he ready for her now.
This is when the coup.
She's married still, my lady.
And
look,
let's talk about that. Since she want to go
there, he like the bone too.
Yeah, he busy sword fighting, all right.
She's married, sure. But Jay, this is a situation where she was like, you remember how they used to say with Obama's health care, if you like your coverage, you can keep it? Well, she done told this boy, if you like your lover who's pump you in the butt, you can keep it. You can bring him right on to Dragonstone. So, J-Mo, not only that, but she said because he's a great fighter. The dude can fight. This is Lena's new boo thing, who can fight. And then when you look in this background picture, look at the two people behind her.
Well, she know he can fight because he been poking him and stabbing him repeatedly for years. So he know how to work a sword. But she know he deadly.
Good sword fighters,
right?
Man, what if he used nunchucks, Jay? What if he used nunchucks?
I don't know what they using, man, but I know he ain't using what she got. And she ain't gonna let it go unused and go to waste. You know, she almost got chose last time we saw her. It seemed like yesterday. It was just 10 years ago. Ain't that how they always say? So who knows? I know all the book people know everything on thing, and I've heard all the stuff that's gonna happen. It make it not even worth kind of watching some of. They make little changes, but you know, the book people tell her, they can't wait to drop that knowledge. Well, actually, So I'm like,
I should go get mine
I
too.
know,
girl.
right? Let me hold up my DVD.
I actually don't know everything yet.
Well, you up here with the right one. Miss K, Lex the Targaryen know everything. See, I've been cheating on you, Miss K. Lex the Targaryen is my other star. So in true Targaryen form, I stick to my Targaryens. So there you go.
You keeping it Valerian, and so you keeping it old Valeria up in the
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Old Valeria, keeping the black magic alive. That's all
Yeah,
that matters.
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, I kind of like not knowing everything, you know.
Yeah.
Is Lord Corliss dead?
No.
No.
Because it's been 10
Sometimes
years.
so.
I ain't see him. I'm like, what happened to him?
We didn't hit Driftmark last episode. I think that's what it was. And that's why Lena was stressing, that she missed her brother and, her father and stuff like that. But I think a good misconception about the book, remember, the book is extremely biased. Exactly. So we're getting 3 different versions. We got the truth. We got Mushroom, who so far has been lying. Yep. And then, we have Maesters. So, it's almost like reading a history book. Like, yeah, we know Columbus came to the Americas, but it's like we don't know the tea, what happened on the ship. We don't know what people was talking about. I think that's what the show is exposing us to. Mm-hmm. Like, prime example with Rhaenyra, it was 2 versions in Fire and Blood. One version was, she was like, hey, Kristen Cole, I'm trying to get jiggy. And he was like, no, my honor. And
it was the other way around.
It was version B, where Sis was like, I'm not abdicating the throne. Have you lost your damn mind? And and his character is really pissing me off on a different level, to be honest.
Yeah.
She said that.
Remember I said
that's because y'all don't like the good guys.
She said that too. Why are you
still 3 different points of views? Yeah. And have you noticed, Lex, that they're using a lot of Mushroom's point of views?
Yeah. Well, see, some of them. I think the ones towards Rhaenyra, not so much. We're finding out he was lying, so I don't know if Mushroom is really on Rhaenyra's side or Alicent's side. But yes, did everybody see Mushroom in episode 4?
No.
We saw his little behind. Yep. See, the thing is, that whole situation that happened with the brothers, wasn't that Mushroom's point of view? How they said it was Larys that put all of that in place, but no, and they're saying the true telling is, it was a fire.
The fire, the curse of Harrenhal.
Yeah, because of the curse
of Clubfoot. Because I would have pushed him and his
right. But if you ask Mushroom, it's Larys who did it. So they're using. That's what I was saying earlier on Nita's channel. Is that what it looks like they're doing is, instead of really being creative and writing their own stuff, they're pulling from somebody's point of view in the book.
Exactly.
That's what it looks like to me. So we don't know what we're gonna get. Even if we read it, we don't know what they're gonna do. Because it's like 3 different sides of the story that they're telling.
That's a unique mushroom. That's a unique way of reading something. You don't know what you read and which one is which.
Exactly, it's a little annoying, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna say I'm very happy to have reached a milestone in content that is not quote unquote minority content. We've hit 151 viewers on Game of Thrones. That is excellent. I'm ecstatic about that. That shows that we are a full round table, that we're not typecast into one box like some other channel. We have the ability and the audacity, my lords and my ladies, to challenge our minds and review all kinds of content. And we're thankful to have you guys all here today. I'm thankful for you guys, the audience. Be sure to subscribe, go check out Lex's music. Go subscribe to JMO. Go subscribe to my hurt Valerian sister down there. And don't forget to put your hammers up. Put your hammers up for the mooch. And we're going to keep this thing going. So they introduced us to the kids this episode, my lords and my ladies.
Yes,
and this episode felt like there was a spotlight on people that had kids and the things they'll do for their kids. You had Lionel Strong covering for Harwin Strong. You had Harwin Strong out there protecting his baby from Christian Cole. Then you had Viserys protecting Rhaenyra. And, of course, you had Alicent reminding me of Cersei protecting Aegon. And his ass is up there in the middle of a window jacking off for everybody to feel his little hardly got any nut coming out of his penis in the square. So, of all these family dynamics and their children, Moochie, which one was the most intriguing to you? So we'll go Moochie, Jay, Miss K, and end with Lex the Targaryen on this particular conversation.
Look, we was talking about earlier. I feel like that little one. We're talking about Allison's children, right?
Anyone you want to talk about?
That little one, he's going to be a force to reckon with because they keep bullying him, and watch he going to turn into a little devil, y'all.
Amen.
Aemon Targaryen. There he is. But don't he look so innocent right there?
He looks so innocent, but not only is his brother messing with him, the other two are too. So yeah, it's going to get bad.
J-Mo, which one of these family dynamics was the most intriguing for you?
I was wondering how did dude go from busting heads at the damn wedding feast to now he got kids with her. What? How did that happen? I was just wondering, like, how did he, you know what I mean? The other day he gave him the look and he went busting people upside the head and saved her. Like, okay, damn, that was a hell of a save. And you knocked her up twice and got all that. What? Like, I just was trying to wonder what happened. I would have liked to know, at least see something. Because I was wondering at first, like, wait a minute, is them Christian Cole? I thought he was Christian Cole for a second, but I'm like, that ain't him. Then I saw him still looking young and the same actor, but then they changed the actress for Rhaenyra. Well, I'm like, why they change her? They could have just made her look a little, I don't know. It was kind of throwing me off a little bit, I guess, the speed of it. But you know, I would have liked to see what happened with them and how that happened. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, and why does We Be Clubbing want to get rid of his people so easy?
Well, speaking of We Be Clubbing, let me throw that at you, Miss K, because that is the most interesting family dynamic to me. Okay, and I said on one of my reviews, I said in this show, you have got to watch the people that got special needs. You got to watch it because they take that chip on their shoulder and they use it mentally. So this man came up with the plan to take prisoners, cut out their tongues so that they can never squeal, so that they can never tell that him and Allison was behind burning his daddy and his brother. What do he want? What's going on with him, Miss K?
You talking about Laris?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure that out myself. I'm like, what's your end game? I don't understand what is wrong with this guy. I was thinking that when Otto left, that he like kind of said some words to him like, yo, if you be on my side, you're going to have a nice life after this is all said and done. He probably promised him a whole bunch of stuff because I'm really trying to figure out what is this dude's end game, because he's born into a high-born family. You know, unlike Littlefinger came from nothing and just had to like work his way up and scheme his way up. And it's just like, what's his deal? You know what I mean? He's the second son. So of course, Harrenhal doesn't go to him unless his brother dies. But it's like, you're still a part of a high-born family. So I just don't understand what his whole thing is.
Who is this mushroom that you all talk about? I don't know what that is. What's mushroom?
He is a little person that we saw only I think one time. I thought I saw him in the second episode. Was it the second or third episode?
I think it was
when they went hunting.
Yeah. And he was in the trailer.
In that episode.
He was in the trailer.
I didn't know who it was, so I didn't notice him.
Do you think they're really? Do you think they're gonna really show him? Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
Do you think they're gonna show him more?
You think they're gonna show him?
Because I feel like he's so much of a like they're taking so much from his side of the story that they probably just made him have a cameo.
No, I think he'll play a bigger role in season 2. That's why we just seeing little clips of him now. Because the directors confirmed that was him, and I don't think they would put like us book readers knowing Mushroom. I don't think they would put him in there and cast him and then just you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Floor is yours, Lex Targaryen. And this is the last word. Jay, are you going on after we get off tonight?
Yeah, I'll be going on after this. Yeah.
So everybody that's in here, all 159 of y'all, please go over show J-Mo some love. He's going to have the after party at 10 p.m. Be sure to subscribe to everybody you see. Lex the Targaryen got music coming out Friday. Make sure you jump on it. Last word goes to you, Lex the Targaryen. Put a bow on this episode.
Okay, I think that the dynamics between the families were really off the wall this episode. Harwin, he not finna play about his kids, okay? Commanding of the city watching all, he is not finna play about them kids, and I respect it because this is something that Rhaenyra and Daemon would never be able to do because Harwin can keep his mouth shut, you know what I mean? It's kind of just the actual bond, and I think that's why Jace picked up on it, like, is this my dad? Dude, like, is this my dad? You know what I mean? Honestly, Rhaenyra should have told him the truth at that age, and I think that because A, he's old enough to ask the question, meaning he's old enough to understand. He's not dumb. You know? And then 2, I feel like that would have been kind of like his grave secret. And what did Tyrion teach us in Game of Thrones? You know, no, he can't proclaim like, hey, I'm a bastard, which I mean is really not because his mother holds the higher rank if you want to be technical, but whatever. But, you know, you wear it on your arm. So if somebody's sitting there calling him a bastard in the future, in his head, it's like, yeah, I am, but my mom is the queen.
Right.
You know what I mean? But hard when I did like Daemon, like I said, I think that this is about to be a challenge as a father because Daemon has never been a parent except with Lena, you know what I mean? And you have twin daughters, one who's a dragon rider, one who's not. So one you bond with, one you don't necessarily. So it's like, you know, that dynamic has to be built on so that there's not favoritism and resentment, you know? And as far as Viserys, Ms. K said it earlier, like, you know, hanging on Crypt Keeper style and all, Viserys is a good dad because Viserys is not dumb. Just like years ago, there's nothing dumb about Viserys. If you look at the body language between him and Harwin Strong, he was looking at him like, say it, meaning, I know you're not going to say it. We know that our kids are entangled. You still going to work for me because that's nothing to denounce. Like if you peep the body language and Alice, again, pissing me off, interjecting herself. I think if Viserys had, she needs a Robert Baratheon because I don't condone.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Right there, he should have she done got beside herself, and I think it's because Viserys' health is failing. So Allison has stepped up, but that 10-year gap, it all started with the moment she walked in with that green dress. Like it started then, and Viserys, because he wants to be so peaceful, like his grandfather, like. Viserys wants to be so much like Viserys or whatever, I can't even think right now. That Jaehaerys, there we go. He's allowing too much stuff to slide. Like Alicent is well beyond herself at this point. You know what I mean? Like she speaks for him and it's almost like, come on, Grandpa, it's time to go to sleep. And just like you said, no, I'm gonna talk. And it's like, we need to do something with her, which we obviously know he's not going to, but dynamic, like I said, I understand Alicent's concern, my children, but you got to bring it back and be humble. You two were friends at first, and ultimately you crossed the line the most. Yes, the king married her. Yes, it was not her choice, but let's not get it twisted. If you my best friend and, you know, our hearts beating on the same thing like they were before, then you would have told me the moment, Rhaenyra, my father is sending me to the king's chambers. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Your best friend would have knew, and y'all could have moved accordingly.
But she had her back like a best friend because she ain't tell the secret that you slept with, you know, Christian Cole.
But see that she
could have let that out.
That was a good friend though. That was being to her advantage because it's like, okay, now I have a one up on you. She wasn't protecting Rhaenyra because she cared about her.
But that's how everybody is. I mean, she was doing both. Why it can't be both? I'm protecting you, but I also got a one up on you. Just like everybody does in Game of Thrones. Everybody want to one up on everybody, so she not doing nothing different.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you play the game to win and you die, but I do feel like it's different simply because, like I said, when you have the type of friendship they had prior to the show, keep in mind that Otto has been down there since Jaehaerys was ruling, meaning Alicent most likely was taken down there immediately, just like Ned Stark took his daughters, meaning she grew up hand in hand with Rhaenyra. That was like her handmaiden and her best friend.
But when Otto left, he shook her to tell her, okay, forget that. You're going to die if she become queen. She won't have a choice. Your life is in her hands. So you fought for your buddy. This ain't buddy friendship no more. You're going to die. Your kids are going to die. She won't have a choice because you would be a threat because you bear the king's firstborn sons. So
and that's the problem, because it's
that's
like
a lie.
Because it's like
that's a lie. There's no way she would have killed her.
If everybody accepts it, how
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
I think that's Otto, like I said, planting that little seed in her mind of, okay, well, if Rhaenyra gets on the throne, this is what's going to happen. Alicent is about as bright as the dimmest bulb in your house, to be honest. Like, you can strategize and still not be bright. You know what I mean? Because if you know your best friend, she knows Rhaenyra in and out. At no point in time will Rhaenyra
I think you got more from the books to
or
get
those
to
children. You know what I mean? You can see from her body. She's not, if that was the case, she would have got Aegon done up as a child, as an infant. She had the power and instruction and everything to do so. That was never Rhaenyra's stilo. You know what I mean? So I
wouldn't say she dim is the. I mean, I know you may know more from the books and all of that, but
not from the books, just from what we see on the show. Like Alicent's behavior, you got I feel like she's extremely passive aggressive, and then she acts directly as like a reactive. She doesn't really think. My thing is, if Crispin was willing to sleep with Rhaenyra, have all of this back mouth about her, and flip sides that easily just because she didn't want to sit there and uncategorize him as her whore, please believe if you mess up Alicent, it's going to be something else. Like, she's building a team of unsturdy people. You just befriended somebody that killed their father and their brother for the sake of you. You know what I mean? So,
keep in mind it was 10 years, so we can't say Christian Cole flipped so easy. It's been 10 years. We don't know what transpired in those 10 years that made him flip and be the way he is. So to us, it seemed easy because it was 1 week, 1 episode. So, but it's 10 years of who knows what. You know what I mean? And
but all of that anger initially stems from,
true.
From him being turned down.
Yeah.
So, like I said, 10 years later, you so mad at this girl that slept with you once that you're mean to her children. These are innocent kids, and it's messed up because Alicent, you can see Jace, Lucerys, Aemon, and Aegon, they all get along. If anything, Aegon gets along with his cousins more than his brother. He told his own mother, my brother's a twat. Like, I don't like him.
He did say that.
So with that being said, parents, that's Alicent, because Rhaenyra is not talking about Alicent's kids, you know what I mean, or anything like that. It is what it is. But Alicent has an obsessive disorder. Did you see how she snatched his face? Like, she's literally like,
that's like her father did to her, is what I saw. She had to wake him up like her father woke her up because she was being nice and not being naive. And her father grabbed her and shook her, so she had to do it for him because he being naive. And he was saying, well, I won't challenge it. She like, you won't have a choice. You being alive is the challenge. Like, you have to die in order to not be the challenge. As long as you alive, knives will come out for you. So, like, he didn't not realizing that. And so, I mean...
But ultimately, Otto set all of this into motion because in the end of the day, all of this could have been prevented if he would have took duty and honor over what he thought was love, which was really basically a rebound. If he would have sat there and married Lena, we wouldn't have this problem at all. But because Viserys made the choice that he did, you know what I mean? And like he said, he realized...
Marry that little girl...
But no, they weren't going to marry immediately. And you know what? I thought that would have been the more logical thing anyway, because it would have been at least a 3 to 4 year halt on their marriage. It was merely a proposal. You know what I mean?
He'd have been and fell off a couple fingers and arms and legs by then.
As well as that would have gave him time to heal from his wife. And it was the perfect match. But Viserys jumped out the window and it's just like, my hand, his daughter, let's get married. And thus far, we got the nonsense that we got going on right now.
Man, he was trying to smash now. He wasn't waiting 3-4 years. And she was 13 then, 14. Like, man, I want a woman. I want a woman. I want to raise another kid.
When the proposal thing happened.
Yeah, she was 12, and he would
be able to be better until 13.
I mean, he said he wasn't trying to get married though. Like, not yet. He was trying to wait, but they was like, your duty is that you're gonna have to get married. The realm expects you to marry and produce more heirs. So he wasn't trying to rush because he loved his wife. He was still mourning. Like, these ninjas didn't even give him a chance to mourn his wife.
Hey, Miss K.
12 months. He got married again within a 12-month period.
Yeah.
Miss K. You gotta perform that booty duty. I'm sorry.
Mm.
The realm wants
Sound like
that
Cher.
booty dude, okay?
That
Ain't nobody
booty
got
duty.
time for you to be sitting around
Right.
here moping and you the king. You got booty duty to do because we need a succession plan, okay? And so,
Well, they
ladies
made
and
a
gentlemen,
succession plan
we
already.
did. We're out of here. This
Disrespect.
was a great episode. We're gonna have to start venturing out doing other shows like this because this was so much fun. Big ups to the homie Lex the Targaryen coming through, one of the most vibrant, excited, well-versed, well-knowledgeable guests we've ever had.
Yes.
We hope to see her again on this show, maybe something else as well. Be sure to check out her music on Friday. How can they find you on Instagram, Lex the Targaryen?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram at the Khaleesi. No spaces, just the Khaleesi.
Oh,
My music
gosh.
is streaming everywhere. Lex the Targaryen, no spaces. Like I said, my video Sober is out right now. Check that out. Chucky drops this Friday. Everywhere there's music, there is me. So,
Yep. She's on iTunes because I had heard the snippet.
Mm-hmm.
You are a serious Targaryen girl. She said Khaleesi.
Yes.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Khaleesi.
Dracarys.
Oh, Lord.
Dracarys
Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Be sure to come and rock with my man, J-Mo. He's going to be going live as soon as I get off. I'll be back tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about Game of Thrones. Maybe we'll do current events. We'll see. Maybe you guys can see this same crew. Maybe we'll bring Lex the Targaryen back. Who knows? But what you got to know is tune in, tune us out, and we'll make sure we give you guys great entertainment. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, we're out.
Peace.